Okay.
Ist das Licht im Hintergrund?
Good that we have 4 bottles of wine in the background.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Jeremy. Hi, Philip. Hi, my dear sister. Hi. Hi, Uri. Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
Hi, Johan. How are you?
Good evening, Jonathan. Glad you made it.
I'm glad too. I'm really happy to be here. We are now at
Rhino Sanctuary in the south of Botswana.
It's the last night.
On our way back to South Africa, back home.
It was an amazing trip.
12 days, 9 people, 4 cars, and just nature.
Starting off in Johannesburg over the Naipans, then into the Moremi Game Reserve, Sibuti, onto the Chobe, and tonight in Kama Rhino Park.
And getting to experience probably the last frontier of the wildest of adventures that you can have.
It was a dream come true. It's my 4th time in safari in Africa, and this time was definitely the best one. For me personally, the first time in Africa.
We haven't done this in a long time, and we started doing this many years ago, and I've missed it.
It doesn't get much wilder and more exciting than being out in the wild like we have for the last 2 weeks or so.
You're actually the guy who planned the whole trip.
Yeah, I hope so.
So, in general, you are glad that you came to the trip, like that you came with us, that you managed to fly to South Africa and go on the trip to Botswana with us.
If I would seen the photos that you will send in the family group chat and I wasn't here, I would be really sad. So yeah.
As the one who tried to capture all these moments was...
The most what I like is the encounters with animals, because that's dream for me since I was a child.
Being around the fire with everyone else, me trying to capture it with a camera.
Of course, the together with good friends and family to enjoy that holiday is that. But if you talk especially about this Africa trip, is the encounter with animals. That was the best things.
My most exciting moment was on the one side the elephant that were in the camp, and the one that was roaring like really hard, and we weren't sure if it's an elephant or something like more scary.
2 points. The one is seeing the lions, seeing those pack of 4 male lions lying around, having fun, looking into our direction.
And on the other side, seeing the lioness hunting. That was probably, I mean, it was exquisite. The only thing that we passed, that we missed, is just them attacking something, but they didn't do that.
And the other point is really just like sitting here on the campfire in the night, hearing the animals and knowing that you're like in wildlife, you're like in the nature, which I have never experienced before.
Having all these lovely people around me, that was just great. I could keep on living with them for the end of my life in Botswana here.
I think the coolest thing was when the elephant came into our camp.
And seeing the lions, like 4 male lions, just a meter next to you, cuddling and sleeping, and yeah, just nature.
I hated the point where I found the snake. I didn't like that at all. The whole thing that we went on the mountain, barefoot without the car near to us.
I think I have to say the boat trip yesterday, because we had sightings that were extraordinary. Seeing the elephants up close, seeing the hippopotamus up close, the buffalo, and just watching them go about their business was very, very special.
But just being there and knowing that the elephant can't come near to us and seeing him like 5 meters near to us was really cool. And hearing the lions in the night, that was really wow.
while not being outside.
Well, not being outside, obviously.
The moment I was most afraid of was when Maya woke me up in the middle of the night in the camper. Like, I never saw with so much anger and fear in her eyes. Like, Ori, I need to go to pee. Please look outside. And then I looked outside. You can see when there's two lights. There's a lion or a hyena. And no, there's nothing. You little dumbass. There, look with a lamp. There is something. And yeah, this was the most exciting moment of my trip.
The only thing that we haven't got to experience was leopard, but otherwise we've had lion, we've had fantastic wild dog sightings, which always blows me away, because every time I've come up into this area, I've been lucky enough to see wild dog.
The best moment of the trip was driving into Naipan and the dogs were on the road, the wild dogs. That was the moment that I knew we were starting an epic journey here.
We've seen incredible birds. We have. It's very difficult to describe what it's like being in a wilderness like this, because it's not a verbal thing.
Last night on the boat was very, very special. With the buffalo swimming past us in the deep channel at about 5 or 6 meters away from us, elephants playing in the water. The light was absolutely stunning.
It's something that touches me on the inside. It's something that I experience. It's something that comes from kind of your roots, or I don't know. This is probably, I've been coming here for 15 years, and every time I come back, I question why I'm not here more.
Yeah, and then spending time with you guys, that was really special for me as well. You get to know people around the fire in the bush, and I think friendships are made or broken around a fire like this. And the last 2 weeks, it's been really cool.
It's just too exquisite to describe. You have to experience it to understand it.
I was driving the Land Cruiser. Like, I wasn't driving. Thor was driving the Land Cruiser and I was sleeping in the Thor.
First, the car itself is amazing. Like, I look up, gear it very, very nice. I mean, something when we coming back home, is the first thing I'm going to do is to kick some bats and to make my 76 at home to look like the one of that Alucab have.
The Thor is just amazing because I can lift it up in a minute, like a minute, 10 seconds, me, all myself.
It's first the new mattress from Alucab. It's very, very comfortable.
Then I can sleep inside. It's enough space for 2 adults to sleep in there.
This roof conversion is perfect. And one of the things I most like it was so easy to open and close.
And in the morning you close it really quick and easy. You go for the morning game drive.
I mean, I think the balance at the Thor is the best one between the weight of the roof and the Strout.
And if you sight something, you just go up the ladder, stand on the top of the Thor, and then you have the most beautiful where you can see the cheetah sleeping underneath the trees, you can see the lions, you can see just the vast Africa, and that's just beautiful. So
I'm very, very happy at that. I think I would be able to suggest to many clients that don't know if to take the 78 or the 76. I would tell them, if you want a better car with a great roof conversion, take the 76.
It's a place to sleep in and to sight and to see everything, and the kitchen kit on the side where everything is organized, and the water inside, and the kitchen and the fridge, and it's just perfect. It's just like easy to use and great.
Yeah. So I drove with Fipsy Warwick's car.
It's our Toyota Hilux with our canopy camper.
I mean, I love the setup in generally, and I know the canopy camper already, and it is thought through.
It's personally kitted out, so it's got everything. So we have a water tank, we have on both sides, we had the window grids, we had fridges inside.
How he puts the cups on the side grids for the doors, that blew me away.
It was really great because we only normally use our cars for the shows, so they are not like this personally made up.
But actually, what I like most about this car, I mean, of course, the canopy camper setup and the awning and all the stuff. I like the stickers.
And to see this, what you can do with this kind of product and how you can give it this personal touch, to have it completely set up how you want to use it. That was really great.
They're so cool. And we even got like Alucab stickers in the car and on the ceiling of the car inside, which is really cool. I love that.
So, I mean, I'm familiar with the products, so I know the most of them, but really getting used, really using the first time were the window grids. So there were on the right and left door, there were two window grids, where, for example, there were a kitchen kit in it. So you open the door, you grab above you, you have everything there, then you have the fridge inside, and like, that's really a component which I haven't used that much before, which should be more recommended because it really like help you to store everything in your canopy camper.
When the guys from Alucab put a vehicle together for me, they used a Toyota Hilux, fitted with the most amazing stuff that I've used in the last few years.
I was sleeping with Johan in the car, but in the edge out, I was sleeping with Maya.
I have a drawer system in the double-sided, flat on the bottom with a fridge in it, a 60-liter water tank, a drawer system for my ammo boxes where most of the cooking stuff goes inside and my gas stoves goes inside and things like that.
Edge out. It's a trailer. It's a very cool trailer. It's a bit edgy, as it says in its name.
And that's inside the canopy. I've got the Neo prototype canopy on the back of the bakkie. A bakkie is like a pickup in South Africa.
It's a cool trailer that you put in the back of your car.
We had rain in Naipan. We had all the dust in Sibuti, all the dust in the Moremi Game Reserve, where it was like the first few days was really dusty and then it rained.
I slept very, very good. It was, if I was cold, I just farted and you know.
And I never ever had to clean anything out. Not even my fridge, not my drawer system, nothing. There's no dust in it.
It all just kind of warmed up.
It's been absolutely a pleasant way of traveling with this rig. What is very important when you're using a system like this is also that it's accessible, and it's got opening up from both sides with very, very, very good locks. Stuff that doesn't get hooked on, you don't fiddle with it, they open up.
I don't know.
Say sorry, Pavel.
Sorry, Pavel, also for the car. I'm very sorry.
And I could get into every nook and cranny from the car that I wanted to get into from any side. So that was really, really cool.
So actually, the product that you use, I mean, you had a 180 awning, which is new.
That is right. On the side we had a 180 awning that doesn't fit this bakkie perfectly.
Okay,
Yeah, it was. And the trailer is good, but if we sleep with a person that, you know, it always depends on the person that you sleep with, how you sleep.
Because you would normally fit on a Hilux, you would normally fit a 270-degree awning, because you would cover the back. But just to see how the awning works and to see what the flaws are and what we need to change, or what Alucab needs to change. And I don't think there's anything that needs to be changed on it from what we've experienced now with it.
So Ori, my little brother, and me slept in the edge out, and it was really cool. Like, it felt like a normal bed.
It flips open very quickly. no legs, 180 degrees. That means it covers the side of the car totally.
They could have put another blanket, but never mind. And we had we had some closets inside where we could put all our clothes. That I loved, because I hate camping and just having everything in a bag.
And it's fast to put up and put together again, and that's what it's all about in the end, you know. We had 2 or 3 nights we had rain.
So there I could put my clothes inside, and I was just going inside and changing, and they had light in it.
We never had to clean the awning of water from the top, or we never had to worry about the wind blowing the thing to pieces and flipping the car, like sometimes happens apparently in this world.
So, and we had like a air conditioning. So when it was really hot, we just turned on the air condition, and it was great.
The quality of workmanship is excellent. So I believe that it is something very special for a Mercedes Sprinter or a VW bus, or somebody that's using a car that's got to open up at the back, opens to the top and the back, where you cannot put an awning around the back. This is what this is perfectly for.
Nice.
And we had like USB charger, so our phone was charging the night, and yeah, it was great.
So that's actually a perfect trailer for you.
It is, yeah. I liked it.
That's nice.
Although it's on the ground, you feel really safe when you hear the lions. I mean, I didn't go to pee in the night. Although I waked up Uri, it was no very good help. He just looked outside with his bare eyes without a lamp, and I was like, Uri, you don't see that? But never mind. So I didn't go to pee outside, but it was really cool.
That's
I liked
nice.
it.
That's nice.
So I came in my favorite. I like it because if I'm going to enjoy what I'm doing, I need to make damn sure that my wife's comfortable and happy.
I have been camping pre-Alucab days.
And in order to do that, I need to take what I consider to be, in terms of South African space, my flagship, which is Kaya.
So in the old days, we were putting up tents, ground tents. We were blowing up mattresses. We were putting bedding in and out, packing it in hot, hot weather, fighting.
We don't have to do as much inside living while we're in Africa, so we don't go for all the internal equipment as much because the climate is warm.
So this is actually a breeze. You walk up to the camper, to the kaya, you lift it up, your bedding is all in there ready, you jump straight in.
But if you're in a colder climate, then you would go for more of a comfort unit, whereas we've gone for more of the family unit, which gives us a bit more packing space.
The fact that you can lift the bed up and you can change while you're inside, a lot of space.
And then we've tested some new products, prototypes, stuff that you guys will be seeing in the not too distant future.
Cupboard on the side, everything is visible.
Kaya is always my favorite because it offers absolutely everything, from lots of water, from lots of equipment, from kitchens that are convenient and the like. So
the fridge is right there.
So that's it. That's my baby.
And you can see it. Everybody else is jealous. So I think that was quite special.
There's a beautiful Botswana filet waiting for us, so.
Okay, well, thank you very much. My last words.
It was great. It was amazing.
I started camping after getting into Genesis, so all my camping gear were always normally Alucab or the cars from the company.
Come to see Africa, it's amazing.
But I didn't know, like, how is it like camping here in, like, I heard it's like more wild camping, and we will see wild animals.
It was great. It was just perfect. It was exquisite.
I couldn't imagine the experience of being here, of like having a camp where nobody is around, like 800 meters next to you is maybe the next one.
We do live in South Africa, but it is still difficult to get up here. It's a long way to travel.
You can think about how it is being there in the camp and hear the lions and see on the next morning the hyenas.
It's wonderful to have a guide who guides us, takes us where we need to go, lets us see all the wonderful things that there are to see in Botswana.
Drive to the Okavango Delta to drive off-road. In use for the waters fall low.
And I think that it was really wonderful to spend it with people that also enjoy the bush. I'm just sad our children didn't join us too.
And I got to tell you that it's probably the hardest time is leaving this place, because it reminds me exactly just how exquisite it is to go into this bush.
All in all, it was a great trip.
That's great to hear.
I liked sitting here in the evening with you.
Thank you, Maya.
So much.
Your uncle. And each of us have come out here to enjoy, to test, to see that what we do is exactly what we designed Alucab to be. Expedition vehicles that can cope with the overland, that can get out in there, take you to where you want to be, and make your experience as comfortable and as easy as it possibly can.
Yeah, I liked it. It was so much action and it was more people that I've ever been before.
I had something very special in my car.
Your favorite?
I had the newest version of the Generation 3 tent.
I love Africa. I love the lifestyle that we had. Being with these kind of campers that are easy to set up.
It's bloody amazing. Okay, first of all, it looks stunning.
A lot of times we came at night, and we've been lucky that it was so easy to open things up.
I think I spent more nights in a camp than I spent in my own bed.
Even though it rained, you open the awning, you open the rooftop tent, and you're finished, you're ready.
And I've never slept so well like we did on this trip.
I mean, I've been with my family camping a lot of time. I've been with you a few times a lot camping. And I've also been with Johan 2 months in Namibia and Botswana already. So it was amazing. And with Jeremy, with Lynn, I was sure it was gonna work out as good as it was.
And the last 2 weeks, it's been really cool.
The only sad thing about it is that we now need to fly back home and cannot stay here for a longer trip. Nice. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
And we might see each other at the next trip,
Hopefully, yes.
and everyone else too.
Hopefully, everybody.
But that's it. Jamie talked a lot more than me.
I want to
I was talking sense.
And I will be back, hopefully sooner rather than later.
We hope so too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so thank you. Huh? Nah, nothing.
No, it's not necessarily.
No, we need to do it short.
Thanks for sharing.
You guys.
Jeremy's top.
Thanks.
Before you go, wait. We've got to tell these guys something.
Right. Yes.
Gotta tell these guys something. You know what? Uri makes the best ever marshmallows in the fire, right? And then he's got the speciality where he takes bananas, cuts them open in the length, puts chocolate inside, puts them in the fire, and they are delicious. Thanks for making our...
They're not the most unhealthy.
They're the best.
Banana I've
They're the
ever
best.
seen.
They're definitely the best.
The most unhealthy banana.
Just because you cannot
I've
eat
ever
them,
seen.
just because you don't want to eat them, you can't eat them. We are having the best nachspeise. Thanks, Uri.
And I also need to add that I have never had so many pee-wee stops on a travel that I have from this trip, because somebody in the group, and I don't want to mention any
Not
names,
me, not
has
me.
got a bladder problem that we need to fix.
I always needed to poop, not to pee.
Okay, we don't need that information.
Worry. Thanks.
Okay.